Welcome back, everybody, to Bout Du Monde, another episode of harvesting. Actually, 1 second, we will switch that to, you know what, I think we're going to have plenty of straw in those other fields, so we're not going to gather it up here. We'll just put it back in the ground for some good organic matter for whoever takes over these fields after we sell them, because we're moving to the West Coast, baby. Hashtag West Coast Dreaming. Okay. Well, at least I am. Anyway, we moved on from those fields at home. I did all that off screen. I moved over here. I sold the wheat that was in the trailer and the combine. And this is actually barley. The two fields over here are barley. But I think that instead of, we have one more field of wheat. It's that very first field that we planted all the way at the northern end. But instead of running all the way up there, I really wanted to get these fields done first because they are a pain in the butt. I tell you, there's just no level ground to park a trailer on and get that header set up easy. It's just, you can see I drove, you can see my tracks. I drove all the way over here. You know, I didn't know which way would be easier. So, I don't know, it was a huge pain. So, maybe should we put in the auger? I don't think we'll hit any trees. But you know what? Just to be safe, how about we just go back the other way, and that'll solve that problem. Well, I think we'll just cut a pass around the outside of the field. This field is going to be done in seconds, so we won't cut to a time lapse. We might do a time lapse in the other field. Just depends on if I can find anything to talk about. So let's hop back inside the cab here, get rid of some of that really annoying noise. The sun is setting. It should, at the end of this day, if I can pull up, let's see. If we pull up our HUD there, we have, it's bright and sunny. It's late summer. It's about ready to turn fall. The sun is setting, and it should be pretty close to shucking corn time tomorrow, so that'll be exciting, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's actually a pretty good yield. I wonder if I actually dump here, I might not have to dump for the rest of the field, so I'll probably just dump on the tractor right now, and yeah, then we will finish up this field. We'll finish opening up the field over there. Actually, is there even room to dump? It's gonna be awful close. I think we should be able to do it without wrecking anything. You know, we really could actually move that trailer a little bit closer. You know, here, let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go. So we're gonna back up there, and we are just going to get ready to go around the corner. To give ourselves a little bit more room, we're going to park the trailer right up here on the field. It'll give us a lot more room to turn around there on the end without having to worry about turning around or anything like that. So, don't want to back into a tree. Just tree branches, no worries. All right, we will head on over. And man, that combine is loud. Okay. And we'll turn off Fritz. We'll just leave him right there. In this game, to avoid hitting him, you might actually want to turn on the lights. In real life, tractors have all types of reflective tape all over the place, and you couldn't hit it if they light up like a Christmas tree when you shine lights on them from any other type of equipment. So, yeah. That beautiful barley going in. Okay, so let's finish up this field here, and then we'll quickly move on over to the other field. We're going to have to engage the lights. Not engage it. We just engage the separator. We're going to have to engage the... I did it again. We're going to have to turn on lights soon. Engaging the separator is the act of... well, at least that's what Dad calls it. I'm not sure if that's a technical term, but that's where you basically turn on the guts of the combine, for lack of a better phrase. There we go. We get some good headlights going. Yeah, we don't need the rear ones. No. Just the lights in the front should be good for us. Maybe let's get a little bit better view of, let's see, where's that sunset? Oh yeah, right over there. Right through the trees. That looks like a pretty good, does that look like a good screenshot? I think the sun will probably be gone by the time we get over to the other side, you know, over to that field, unfortunately. Maybe if we just cut in here a little bit, we'll just cut to the left. How about that for a screenshot? There we go. Yeah, that looks like a beautiful one. We'll do that one. There we go. Okay. All right, back on. This field's going to take 5 minutes to finish. I probably didn't even need to, let's look at the HUD again. Yeah, I probably didn't even need to empty out that first time. This field is so small. Let's switch back inside our nice cozy cab. We can get rid of that ugly HUD. And look at that grain. Look at that barley fall. Yeah, so like I was saying, in real life, these trailers and tractors have all types of reflectors on them. It makes it really easy to see in the dark when, you know, anytime you turn a tractor on it. I'm just not going to say anything for those that didn't see that. We'll just pretend it didn't happen. I hit more things. My goodness. All right. Oh, let's just get that little bit right there. Actually, that's probably not worth it with how much grass we would get in the combine based on the head position, but you know what? We did it, okay? So, okay. Line back up here. And so for those interested, this more realistic mod seems to work a little bit different than in years past. In years past, if you remember the 13 version, it would actually let you go basically any speed that you wanted to. However, it would have a loss, you know, how much losses per acre you are combining, which is really realistic. In this version, it seems to actually slow down your speed based on the horsepower of the combine and the throughput of the combine, the amount of stuff that's going through the combine. So that is a little bit different than in years past. I actually really liked the way that it used to be, especially if, you know, now that we have seasons where you have to worry about rain and things like that. Oh, let's check the mirrors. I don't think there should be anything behind us. Yeah, and we can go along the outside now because there's enough room for the auger. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so, you know, in years past in real life, I have slightly sped up the combine, like 0.1 or 0.2 miles an hour, you know, and you might not think that's a lot, but if you do an extra couple tenths of a mile an hour, you know, and you're out there all day, that's a lot of extra work that you get done. You know, if so in times like when I've known that rain was coming, you know, you kind of gauge like, well, I'll lose an extra 5 bushels an acre. And remember, like I said in last episode, you can actually go out the back of the combine and count how many kernels are on the ground or how much product you're putting out of the ground. I think it might actually be a little bit harder with wheat because those grains are so small, but with corn kernels, you can actually easily count them and count your losses per acre. Same with soybeans. So, you know the capacity of your combine, and by pushing it just slightly, you might be able to, it might be the difference of getting the field done before the rain comes, getting the harvest done before the rain comes, or if the stalks kind of failed, if they had a weak year or it was just a bad hybrid, the stalk strength starts to fail and corn starts to fall over on the ground, especially if you get a big wind. So if you know a storm's coming, you know you're going to lose a lot of money if you don't get a field done and it has weak stalks. And so, you know, there might be times when you want to push it a little bit and purposely put a little bit more grain out the back end of the combine because you know if you don't get done in time, you're going to lose a lot more in the field. So I do kind of miss that aspect of it, and unless I am mistaken, I don't think that's how it works. It seems to automatically control the speed of the combine based on how much grain is flowing through it. And there we go. We'll load a little bit in the front end of the trailer. And try to spread it as even as possible. There's not any in the back, so we will get over there. This is actually one of the hardest things in real life. If you if you start dumping and you're like too far to the left or the right, if you're not perfectly centered, you want to try to spread the load as centered as possible. So trying to work the auger to, like, here, imagine trying to work the auger on the right side of the trailer while dumping without spilling any grain over the edge. You kind of have to do like a 200-point turn, and that would move it back that way a little bit. So, you know, maybe I should have done this while still dumping, but then you can kind of move it catty corner here, but again, you don't want to hit the tractor with the head, and then you can get it over to that corner, and there we go. And now we are loading on this side of the trailer. So, well, and now we're back to center a little bit. That's actually one of the fun things to do in real life. Well, not fun. In general, you don't want to stop. I mean, I know a lot of guys do this because they unload on the fly. We actually don't unload on the fly. It's just a little bit harder on the equipment. Like our combine, for example, actually has shear bolts on the auger because, here, let me put that auger back. We have shear bolts on the auger just from starting and stopping under load. I mean, it's made to break, and it does typically break a few times over the season. And, you know, if you unload on the fly, well, maybe not a few times on the season, but the fact that something has shear bolts, well, it doesn't mean it's necessarily made to break. Shear bolts are where it would be highly inconvenient to replace something else that would break if you did not have shear bolts. But when we were buying replacement shear bolts, the dealer was actually surprised that we had never broken a shear bolt before on the auger when unloading, just because most guys unload on the fly, and we typically always let our auger empty out all the way. So that means the grain tank empties out all the way, and then we turn off the auger after that. But, I mean, we are a smaller farm. We can afford to take the extra time that it takes to stop the combine in the field, you know, unload on the auger wagon. The auger wagon still comes to us, but, you know, so it's not like we have to take the combine to the side of the field. But anyway, that is just how we do it. It's just a little bit easier on the equipment. Starting and stopping that auger when the grain tank is full. Or the problem is, I guess I never really explained what the problem is. If you imagine that auger completely full of grain and you turn it off, right, that grain stays there. Yes, if you open it up, it does get to a slight angle, so most of the grain does eventually work its way back in there. But if you start it again anytime soon, that's a lot of torque to put on that auger, and hence, you know, shear bolts. They're there for a reason. So we've only really broken one, and I actually had to check to see if this was a normal thing. They actually came with spares. It came with like spares right underneath the auger up there where it connects. And as soon as I saw like 3 or 4 spares, I was like, okay, this has got to happen on a normal basis. I was a little bit worried that we broke something more, but when I found the shear bolt, and then when I found the carriage that had like 3 or 4 extra bolts for our combine, I was like, okay, this must happen quite often enough to have like 3 or 4 spare parts, 3 or 4 shear bolts for the same part. Anyway, it's not quite as efficient, but we have enough time to stop a couple extra seconds when we unload. And man, this road is just way too, yeah, this is why I just wanted to get this area done. It's way too small over here. It's way too small. So let's get in the field. You know what? Hey, that would probably help. Okay. a little bit more warning for the cars of their impending doom if they don't slow down. And, this is another field. It's like, I'm hoping that the West Coast is a little bit easier. I don't think that it will be. There's just not very many good places to unload. And, well, okay, so this one looks a little easier. It's on a hill, but at least it's relatively flat. That other field, there was just no good spot. So let's try dropping it right there. And, yeah, there we go. Oh, maybe not. Stop, trailer. Okay, we're good. We're gonna get back in the combine. I'm really looking forward to the West Coast. I was talking with a lot of guys on the forums, and they were talking, different variations to run courseplay with the no teleport mod to simulate. Oh, I gotta stop. To simulate my brother coming out and helping for harvest, so he can do things like running the combine or running the tipper, and we're gonna have to drive through the field just a little bit, I think, just to get around. That is an awful tight. I don't know about this, but anyway, we can talk more about courseplay and my brother and the West Coast in a little bit. Let's try to just get this hooked up. I think that should be, and here's where in real life, if you had a brake, combines in real life have a left and a right brake, and if you press the left brake, it'll stop that wheel on the left, and it'll swing the back end of the combine around on a dime. And sometimes it is really helpful to have a brake. And this would not quite be lined up enough in real life, but we're going to do it anyway. Whoops. No, stop it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know why when you first connect the header, it connects in the down position. I don't know if I need to press the feeder house. Can you even raise that part of the combine if nothing's attached? I don't know. I don't know, but we're going to try to do a 300-point turn here and try not to damage anything else, but looks like we might have caught the trailer there. I don't know. We probably should have just turned and backed out. And are we going to... Oh, no. Now we're riding up over it. Oh, goodness. This is just not good. Okay. Here we go. Getting into the field. We are cutting barley. Oh, wait. You know what? Maybe I should go move Fritz first. Yeah, let's go move Fritz first. So let's just hop on over to our, Fritz here, running across the road in pitch black. Yeah, oh boy. Running across the road in pitch black. Well, we do have a flashlight. So, see, I'm here. Don't hit me. Yeah, they'd probably give them road rage, and they would hit me on purpose. So, let's just avoid angering motorists in general. How about that? All right, we're going to grab Fritz here. I think that we will... Wait. Oh, that's right. I put him in the middle of the field. Okay. So let's just hop around in a circle. Here we go with Fritz. We'll turn on hazards first and not backlights. We'll just turn on our road lights here for now. And let's go on over to Bessie. And let's see. Yeah, so we're going to Bessie. And I'm not sure how much of this field we'll do tonight. It is a fairly late night already. I know we haven't really done much other than a little stupid small field and move the harvester, but I don't know. We'll see. It's getting late. We don't want to harvest too late because, well, for one, bed, and it looks like I've been talking to other guys on the forums, and it looks like most cereal crops seem to have similar problems to soybeans, where if the stalks get too wet, if it's a dewy night and the stalks get wet, if the crop gets wet, it is... Oops, wrong way. We made that mistake many times before. If the crops get wet, it is a problem, and it does not feed through the combine so very much. And also, like the previous episode, you have the problem of the, where they don't just feed in so well in here, but they also don't feed in very well on the head, especially when you have augers. That's what draper heads really help you out with. But for now, let's try to open up this field. I think that we will head along this path just a little, and then let's just stop right about there and lift up the head in reverse. And I just want to do that to open things up a little bit more. We don't want to hit Fritz, and we will, yeah, let's just make that right turn now, and let's open up this side of the field a little bit. I think we'll travel, what is this, east to west? No, north to south. So we will cut this field east to west. That is how we planted it. And right now we'll just open up the end rows. And actually, if I remember from planting, I think it might actually be best to just take a path around the field a couple times first to help us open it up a little bit more. I think that's how we planted it. It's kind of a gradual curve on this side, if I remember. And yeah, that's probably sounds like the plan. So right now, it looks like it is still dry enough to keep on harvesting at least. I don't know what guys do about wheat, but I've actually seen a lot of people, you know, when you have a crop right next to the grass like that, especially if it's wetter, they basically just leave a ring around the field. It looks ugly, but the stuff right next to the grass isn't really worth harvesting anyway. It's a lot greener. It's got green stems typically, and it's a lot wetter than the rest of the field, so they typically just leave it. Again, that's for soybeans. I'm not sure if you guys have the similar problems with wheat or if you have a similar practice with cereal crops, but that's what we do in the Midwest. I've seen a lot of guys do that. For me, it's almost more of an OCD thing where it's like the field just looks so ugly. I feel like I have to harvest it all right next to the grass. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to leave a little bit on the field, even if it is better for the combine and it wouldn't amount to a hill of beans or a hill of wheat by harvesting it. Yeah, see, I mean, even now it's like blended right next to each other right there, so wouldn't really work the greatest, especially late at night. So we were talking about courseplay. How is courseplay going to work? I really want to use the no teleport mod. And like I mentioned before, I wanted to kind of bring my brother in, my fictional, well, I mean, I have a real brother that helps out in harvest in real life, so, I mean, it wouldn't be too far-fetched, but obviously in this game, it would just be courseplay as my brother, in case you didn't follow. But we were talking about, I was talking with Jonathan Maybury, if I'm saying that right, and Platinum Turbo. We had a good discussion last video or 2 videos ago about courseplay and basically what we're gonna do in the new map on the West Coast. And I think for now, what I will try is I'll try to play with no teleport still, and I will have a pickup truck to help ferry me around to different parts of the farm, right? From the dairy to Little Wool Hope. And then I will also have Follow Me mod, so I'll get that one, so that way I can say, hey Derek, I'm glad you're here for the harvest. Why don't you follow me with the tractor there? You know, why don't you follow me with Fritz? I'll drive the combine out to this field, and we'll get set up. And so then either I can have him tip grain, I can just leave him parked next to the edge of the field, similar to basically what Fritz is doing now. Or I can have him drive the combine. He typically drives the combine in real life, just because he doesn't like driving the big grain trucks on the road. So we can do one of those 2 things. They're both pretty good options, and they're both very much like real life. The problem might be, the initial concern was, you know, like, it's not going to be realistic because, you know, courseplay drives on the field. And, you know, they drive through the middle of the field to get to the combine. So that's no good. And I think the best way around that is having them just wait at the edge of the field to come pick up or not come pick up, and I will drop off onto them on the combine. Or like I said, I can just be the driver. You know, and then we'll probably have him, maybe for planting, I might have him like, hey, Derek, here's this field. So I'll drive the pickup truck, and I'll put follow me on, and he'll be driving one of the other tractors out to, I don't know, random number 32. So say field 32. So I'll be like, hey, brother, we're working this field. So I'm going to take you out there and show you the ropes, and then I'll get course play set up, you know, while I'm in that tractor kind of showing him the ropes. The alternative was, I actually thought of this alternative where I could, how to explain? So I could have basically a brother cam, and it would be like, so I would play with the no teleport mod removed. I would not have that mod. Instead, I would just play honest for myself, but then I would say, hey, here's the view from my brother's tractor as he's driving out to the field. And obviously it'd really be me driving, but hey, this is the view, you know, we cut to a view of him driving to the field with this tractor and the planter. And okay, so now he's set up and he's going, so we're gonna cut back to me, and then it will show me driving whatever I'm doing. So obviously I would teleport back to wherever I left from, but you know, that's something that I could do, especially if I cut the part where I actually teleport or tap through tractors or do it through the menu. I could just cut that out in the scene. So I could actually play like it's essentially no teleport mod. And I mean, that would really make it faster. The problem with that is then, of course, I have the temptation to to cheat whenever I'm not recording, or even when I am recording, cheat and just cut that part of the movie out. And that's one of the reasons why I like the no teleport mod, because it removes that temptation. And it's just, sometimes it's just best if you don't put alcohol in front of an alcoholic. You know, if you don't have that temptation there, it's best if it's removed. It really helps the realism. It helps me feel like I'm playing and farming in real life more. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try that. But I don't know. I'm really liking the no teleport mod. So I think we'll try it the other way first with follow me, no teleport, and course play. And we'll just drive around, set them up at different places. You know, but then you run into the problem. It's like, okay, now I have to show him how to get back to the farm. Like, what, he doesn't remember how to drive back to the farm? You know, so I would have to drive my pickup truck all the way to whatever field he's at, set up course play or follow me to take him back to the house or to another field. I don't know. So that's not realistic either. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try the thing with, oh, you know what I could do? I could actually edit the no teleport mod. Here, we're just backing up here. We're going to grab Fritz and dump. Okay, so we're going to grab Fritzy. So what I could do is, I've actually looked at the no teleport mod. It's what gave me the idea to write the no tow truck mod that is on the FSUK, or not FSUK, it's on the Farming Simulator website. So, hold on. We gotta put out our auger. Is that one our auger? That one was not our auger. That's our auger. Yeah, you can hear the hydraulics there from inside the cab, just like in real life. Anyway, let's get, you know what, we can turn off those annoying things. While we have the tractor running, we will just keep the lights on, of course. Probably do with those as well. Alright, so I think that should be just about centered. If not, we can fix it with, you know what? Let's turn off Fritzy. I guess we can leave the lights on for now. Leave them on for a little bit, won't hurt anything. And there we go. We are dumping. And where is my auger light? Why don't I have an auger light? That's weird. Did I press something right? Is that a separate button with the Pro Combine mod? Or whatever mod this is? I don't... It's not the real. I don't know. I don't see I don't see it. All right, well, that's weird. Anyway, let's back up a little bit so we don't swing into the trailer, and we'll head forward. I think we can leave the auger out, but yeah, we'll just leave the auger out. All right, and away we go. So anyway, to finish my thought there, which I always seem to have a problem doing, I could rewrite the no teleport. Well, it's not rewriting. It'd be deleting, I think, maybe 1 or 2 lines of code. And basically, it would allow me to teleport only through the menu system, but it would not allow me to teleport by pressing tab. So it's a little extra inconvenience to keep me honest, but it also allows me to switch back and forth between, you know, what I called brother cam. So I don't know. Maybe I should look into that one. We'll switch back into the combine here. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. This field's actually going pretty fast. Anyway, those are the 2 options that I thought of with, as I said, Platinum Turbo and John Mabry helping me out. And so if you have a better idea or want to contribute to that conversation, just leave those comments in the thread, and we'll figure out the best way to get on with that. So let's just cut in right there. I think we'll just kind of harvest this in a big circle until it gets in such an odd shape that we can no longer go in a loop like that. But we'll just keep the left side over there to the open field. All right. So the forecast, let's see. Also off screen, I think at some point, it wasn't this most recent episode, but I did take care of the animals. I took care of the cows because we don't have sheep or pigs. Remember, we turned them into bacon and turned them into lamb chops. So, yeah, those guys are all gone. So it's just cows. At some point, I did take care of those. Well, obviously, I don't think that goes without being said. I can't simulate or fast forward. How many days did I fast forward since before last episode? So that'd be 2 episodes ago. I think it's at least several days. I think we were just getting summer. So here we go. Let's go right through here. And we'll just, yeah, there's no trees that will hit the auger. We'll just cut in right here, I think. That'll be good. Oh, maybe I didn't cut soon enough. Yeah. Oh, well. You know what? Maybe, should I just go back up this way? Yeah, let's just go back up this way. Well, okay. So, yeah, you know how long plans last on this farm. Not very long at all. I actually do have I'm actually heading back to the farm. I'm trying to record a little bit ahead of time and upload to YouTube ahead of time, so it'll be set to release on a schedule, so that way I can keep my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. I don't think I'll be able to keep the Gorally going after, so yeah, I uploaded an episode today, which is Tuesday. I don't think I'll be able to do another episode until next week on Gorally, so I'm sorry about that, but it is because I will be in Illinois at the real farm, where my sister had a baby, and we're going up to see him. And I'll take a few pictures of the farm while I'm up there, the nice tall corn and soybeans. And yeah, so like I said, I should be able to keep this schedule, Bout Du Monde, and so I'm filming these episodes a little bit ahead of time. So this is Friday's episode that I am recording on Tuesday night. And then I will be able to get you, let's see, I guess, let's just cut in there. I'll be able to get you another episode recorded probably on Thursday or maybe Wednesday night, and that'll be Monday's episode. So the tricky one will be Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll make it for the Wednesday episode. Definitely Friday. We get home at some point on Thursday, so if I miss a Wednesday episode, maybe I'll be able to do a late one on Thursday and then another one on Friday, but you know what? By the time, well, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens because I'm not sure myself. So you'll see those episodes when you see them. I probably won't make another comment on it. I'll leave a little link to this in a little timestamp. I've been leaving those timestamps. I do hope you guys like those timestamps. I still haven't seen any comments yet on whether you guys like them or love them or hate them. You know, if it's not worth it to be doing those timestamps, I'd like to not do them because they do take more time. But if they are helpful, then please say so. All right, let's just keep. You know what? I think we can finish up this field tonight. I didn't know if we'd be able to do it or not. But this combine actually is pretty good size. It's got a pretty good size head on. And I think that, I mean, shoot, just maybe 1-2 more passes and we'll have this field done. So, in case you're wondering, we will leave the combine here. We'll take Fritz back home. It is a common practice, at least in Illinois, and this is a little known secret. If you drive by a combine in the middle of the field, there's probably a good chance that there's keys left in it. But you didn't hear that from me. I don't know, we've typically started taking our keys out from the combine, especially if it's anywhere within sight of the road. Most of our fields actually are not inside of the road, so we've kind of gotten really relaxed with that. But I don't know. It can't hurt to take the keys from the combine. That'd be kind of hard to claim on insurance. Well, how did they drive off with the combine? Like, they started it up? Like, you mean you left the keys inside? Yeah, okay, well, we're not going to give you any money from insurance then. Oh, man. Yeah, so to protect yourselves more, we should probably stop doing that. And so, man, it's getting a little bit heavy here trying to get up this hill. So this was the field that I think was shaped like a bat wing or a teardrop. I think a bat wing or something like that. Something fun like that. And you can kind of see it was a little bit wider back on that end. A little bit skinnier up here. Trying to make sure to get it all. And as the swath thins out here, we should be able to pick up a little bit more speed. Yeah, there we go. And I think we'll be able to get all of this. I don't know, it might get a little bit wider up here. No, yeah, we got all this, and yeah, we'll definitely be able to fit the rest of this load on this combine without having to dump. So let's head back and pick up the rest, and then we will be done for the night. And like I said, we'll leave the combine here. I'll probably dump Fritz and take him back home, and then move Fritz to another field whenever I get back to recording for Monday's episode. So you can expect, I would imagine we would probably start with the wheat field all the way on the north end of the map. We'll just finish up the wheat. I think that's the easiest thing to do, and then head straight on into soybeans, since we already have this head out and lubricated, and we've done all the preventative maintenance on it. It's ready to go. It's working. So we'll just switch over to soybeans, and then we'll finish up with corn, unless the corn starts. I mentioned earlier, the corn can actually start. Oh, come on, get up this hill. The corn can start to fall off its stalk, but typically soybeans, when they're ready, you kind of have to do them whenever they're ready. So we'll say the soybeans are ready next. Yeah, that'll work. All right, and here we go. We are done. We will raise that up. We'll give the combine several more seconds. You never want to disengage the separator while you have crop going through the combine. That's another one of those things that you just never want to do, because that is really hard on the combine to re-engage that when it's already stopped, right? Because of the whole momentum inertia thing. You want that inertia to keep on spinning. You don't want to have to restart it when you are, when it's full of stuff to thresh on the inside. So that should be just about enough time for that. Get every little last bit of barley. So we will turn it off there, and we'll leave it running, because actually we need to dump this. So I don't know really what I was doing. Let's back up and dump into Fritz's trailer. We won't name the trailers. We'll just call it Fritz's trailer. Fritz doesn't need a name. I mean, Fritz needs a name, but Fritz doesn't need... Fritz's trailer does not need a name other than Fritz's trailer. That will be Fritz's trailer. There are many like it, but that one is his. It is a agro liner. Oh man, we don't have the... Oh. I gotta put back the... What was that? The no collision cam. I took it off. I forget why I took it off, but it is not as enjoyable. Come on, baby. Let's fit all of this on. I have spilled many kernels of corn over my young life as a farmer before, trying to fit it all on the combine. That's not a fun game that Dad likes to play, but it's one of those things I like to do. Anyway, it's hard to just stop when you know there's like 50 bushels left. Come on, Dad, we can fit it all on the truck. No, Daniel, stop. Anyway, well, we'll turn off all the lights, and we will... Should we dump this first? It might as well. There's no other barley, so we will head through. We'll dump this, and let's turn on hazard before we forget. We'll dump this load, and then we'll park it back at the home farm. So, like I said, I think I will do that off screen. I think we're about out of stuff to talk about while Fritz chugs up the hill. So be sure to leave comments and feedback if you have any other ideas on how to keep no teleport with courseplay and or using follow me mod, or if you like any of the ideas I suggested as they were, then be sure to leave comments below. We'll try to utilize one of those ideas on the West Coast map. I think it'll be a lot more fun to have courseplay and, you know, kind of pretend like my brother's helping us out there. Well, not pretend. He will be there helping us out. He'll be the one driving the courseplay tractors. So I think that'll make it a lot more fun. And if we can stay on the road. Okay. Man, they took a wide turn there. You almost turned into that sign. Okay. So anyway, we are... You know what? I guess I'll just take you along to Siemens de France as I take the wrong turn. Well, lack of turning. Okay, here we go. Let's go in here. I think maybe the... Have you guys seen this yet, or was this all on... I think this might have all been on a time lapse, so this would have happened really fast. I don't think you actually saw it. So let's head back here, and we'll just jump out of the tractor just to speed things along. I think in the first time I did this, I did it also from inside the cab, and that was a fun adventure. But we'll just do it this way. Whoops, hit the railing there. I am the worst driver ever. Okay, let's load. Unload, I mean. And so something else I did in that time lapse, I got off and I jumped for joy. I don't know if you guys caught that during that time lapse on, what was that, Wednesday's episode? I was like, yay, yay, because it was the very first crop that I sold. I was so excited that I finally sold some crop and made money. It was an exciting time, you know? Hold on. It might rain, so let's put the tarp on. There we go. Beautiful white tarp. Let's head back home, and I'll probably do the rest of that off screen. So be sure to leave comments on those things that I rambled on about. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot to me that you guys care enough to watch and listen to my ramblings. And I hope that I've made people happy. That's what I do this for. It's a lot of fun. You guys have definitely made me happy because, as I've said, well, I've said it on the FSUK forum. You should be able to see the link to that on my About section, but single player really was not fun at all until I started publishing these YouTube videos. And then it's like, you know, it's like I have a crowd following my unique story. And I feel like I'm telling a unique story of this map. There is no other map like this one that, you know, there's no other map. Well, there is a map like this one. There is no other story like this one that I am telling. That is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot. And until next time, please leave a thumb if you enjoyed. And be fair, leave a thumb down if you didn't. And subscribe if you haven't. Thanks, guys. I love you all. Until next time, bye-bye.